It's the video many of you have been waiting for. Let's talk about how to use the M4A1-S today and what we can do to be the best players possible with it so that you can start using it like a pro. Now, before we get into the video, guys, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Check out all the other videos I've done covering other weapons in this series. Got lots of bangers, lots of good content out there, so appreciate it if you guys check those out and supported my channel. It'd mean a lot. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers right now, and your help will be everything. So let's go ahead and take a look at the M4A1-S and the strengths, the weaknesses, and how we should be playing with it. So this rifle, it costs $2,900, right? Very cheap if you ask me for a rifle, right? Compared to the AUG, it's $3,300, and even its brother, its sister skin weapon, the M4A4, it is $200 cheaper than that gun, right? So the A1S is going to be a very cost-effective rifle to use, and it's going to make sure that you can buy it more often because, guys, you're gonna want to buy this gun as much as you can. Why? It's because it is so lethal on the CT side, right? It has a very good damage at 38 damage per bullet. It has a decently slow fire rate, so that's one thing you gotta look out for. It's not the fastest at shooting, right? But what makes this gun extremely good and why it's almost like a laser beam, guys, it really is, it's like a laser beam, is the recoil on this thing is so small, right? So if you're a newer player to this game, it is going to be so easy for you to learn how to use the A1S, and it's going to be the first rifle that you master, right? Because we know, in CSGO, spray patterns are everything, right? Spray patterns mean so much. So learning the simple spray pattern with the A1S is going to make you an absolute killer, right? And essentially, we're going to be able to control the spray and make it so that we're no longer struggling to use rifles, because I know a lot of you struggle with rifles because it's intimidating, it's hard. The A1S is going to be your key to getting into rifling and understanding what you need to do. So when you're using the A1S, you got to be a caution. You got to be aware that your barrel is so long, right? So with this gun, it has a very long barrel because it's silenced, right? So your gun is gonna stick out if you're holding angles, right? So don't sit on places like this. Don't do stuff like this. Your gun is literally sticking out, and they're going to be able to see you from like here, and they're just feeling like, what is this idiot doing? So whenever you're using the A1S, make sure you're away from corners, you're away from walls, so that your barrel is not giving away your position. That is the biggest thing you can do wrong with the gun, and it's going to make your life so hard if you're holding close angles like this. Do not do that. Please don't do that. That's just bad, right? Hold angles where you're far away so your barrel doesn't give your position away. Now, this A1S, because it is like a laser beam, the downside is, like I said, it shoots very slow, right? Compared to the other rifles, it shoots, pretty slow. The CT rifles, so you gotta be aware of that, and you gotta understand that it's very important with this gun to hit headshots, right? This laser beam is going to be so effective if you can hit headshots, because the bad thing with it is if you're at range, if you're sitting like CT here and people are walking out ramp, if you don't hit them in the head at all, you're going to have to shoot them 5 times to kill them, right? Literally 5 times before your bullets are going to do enough damage to kill them at full health. So when you're using the M4A1S, make sure you understand how valuable it is to get headshots. Always be trying to pre-fire and hit their heads and take advantage of the 2-shot kill it has. If you hit them in the head, you only have to hit them somewhere else in the body or another headshot one more time. 2 bullets will get the job done and you will be chilling. So take advantage of that and make sure you understand that it is so important to have good crosshair placement with the rifle. And that's with any rifle inside of Counter-Strike, guys. So how are we going to counter AKs, right? How are we going to counter AKs and make sure we're shutting them down? So because the M4 is silenced, that means we can be extremely sneaky. So when we have this gun, guys, I want you to play so nerdy, right? If you're jump spotting B, right, you're doing your thing and they're coming out, I want you to drop a smoke down and play inside of it, right? That smoke wasn't the best, but literally drop down smokes and play on the corners of it, because you're going to be able to shoot them and they're going to be like, guys, I don't know where he is. Oh, wait, now I know, right? It's going to take them that extra second to register where they're getting shot from. So that means, you can play really nerdy angles, right? We can sit here and hold apartments like this and shoot them here, because guess what? When they're walking out like this, they're going to be like, where am I getting shot from? They're literally going to be like, fumbling in apartments because they don't know. So the aspect of surprise is so important when using the A1S. And what does that mean, guys? That means any chance you get, flanking with the M4 is so good. So say we're a B player and we know that we can walk through apps here, don't run, but we can walk through. Say we go through underpass, right? we flank all the way through underpass, we can sit here then and shoot them in the side of the head as the T's are walking into con, or maybe even as they're going up here, we can just flank them and get such nice impact, because again, they're literally going to be like, I don't know where I'm getting shot from, and it's going to take them that extra second or 2 seconds, or maybe they will never know where you're at, and they're not going to be able to come effectively to their teammates, right? If we come through here with an AUG, right, and we flank them, as soon as we shoot one bullet, right, one bullet, then the other team instantly hears where it's at, they know where it's at, and they're going to calm that, right? So when you're using the M4, it can be such a good strategy to be sneaky with it, to be, you know, very, very ratty with it, and just be an annoying player to deal with, right? So other than that, you know, it's just very good. It's a very good gun to be mobile with, because the low spray pattern, right? Because it has such a tight spray pattern, you can be more active with it, right? You can run around more and then instantly stop and be good when you're spraying, right? You have less variance. But guys, with any rifle inside of the game, with that being said, you need to understand that it's important to keep your momentum low, right? Keep your momentum low and cancel it as soon as you can. So if we are running around, we need to make sure our momentum is stopped before we start spraying, right? Why is this? Because if we don't, look what happens. Is that accurate at all? No, you're not going to hit anybody, right? This isn't an SMG. This isn't, you know, a pistol where you can just spam like that. You have to keep your feet stopped. You have to make sure that you are able to keep this tight spray pattern and make sure you are not moving around, right? So when you're doing that with the M4, when you're spraying with it, you can take advantage of crouching too, because I'll show you the difference between crouching and not crouching. Here is not crouching. You see how tall that is, right? And then when we're crouched, it is going to be much lower. I know that didn't seem like it, but here, I'll show you a better example, guys. That was bad. Say we're not crouching right here. That's our spray pattern, right? And then when we're crouching, this is the spray pattern, right? See how much lower it is? It goes down to here. And you're going to notice this a lot more in your own game versus me trying to show you. The spray pattern is so much tighter, and it's going to be so much easier to get people at long range when you're crouched, right? When you're crouched, the spray is a lot more tame, more, you know, able to be controlled. So take advantage of that. So sorry, that was a bad example. I know that was a hard example to follow, but hopefully you guys understand crouching is can be very effective with the M4, and it's very good to use. Now, one thing I would never recommend doing is right clicking and taking off the silencer. That is just absolutely not the play to make. Why? Because you might as well just buy an M4 at that point, right? Now you have a weaker M4A4, right? You have pretty much an M4A4. It makes noise now. It's not silenced, and you're going to give away your position, but it also just shoots slower than the M4A4. So what's the point of doing that? There is none, right? Maybe there's a situation where you don't want to show your gun barrel, but nah, man, it's not worth it. Just keep the silencer on, use the gun how it's meant to be used, and you are going to be absolutely farming, right? This gun is a laser beam, and you barely have to pull down when you're using it, right? You barely have to pull down, and you're going to absolutely be a headshot machine with it. You're going to tilt the other team and just be extremely effective with it. So get your spray pattern down, start making those sneaky plays, learn your one-way smokes, and you are going to be an absolute menace to deal with in the server. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I post content every single day, so it means a lot. I'll catch you guys later. Let me know what video you want to see me cover next. Peace out.